Hi everyone, I hope you all. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into XRP once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up all the kids in my daughter's class and school that are watching these videos. You know, and getting a lot of support from Week Valley at the moment. Thank you for that, and thank you for tuning in. You know, and thank you for the warm comments that I'm getting from my daughter, and obviously on the videos as well. Thank you for support. But remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Everything is for educational and entertainment purposes only. But it'd be nice if we can make a few millionaires out of the Week Valley crew right there. That'd be absolutely amazing. You know, and going forward, crypto is your future. But remember, it's very volatile. I think it's an emerging space, just like the internet was back in the day. It just took a long time to come to fruition, but obviously we can't survive without the internet right now. So I think it's an emerging tech, and obviously you've got more time than the majority of us watching these videos. So good luck to you, okay? And thank you for support. Thank you for tuning in. So right now, let's dive into the XRP video and see what we can see. So looking at XRP on the hourly quickly before I jump into a macro viewpoint here, what I think we're doing right now, we're obviously breaking out here. We're doing really well. Like I said to you yesterday, it's some kind of ascending triangle, looking to break out, back test and go. So currently we're holding the EMAs, so technically this is quite nice. Like I said to you yesterday, we do have usually in an ascending triangle, which is something I'm looking at, you know, on the macro viewpoint here, hence this ascending level of support and this horizontal level of resistance. I'm looking at some kind of big structural ascending triangle over the next few weeks here for XRP to potentially carve out, okay? And then if we get that daily 20 and 55 EMA golden cross towards the apex, I think it's an amazing signal right there, okay? Now we did get the signal yesterday on the hourly time frame, like I said to you, right inside the apex is a signal that you want to look for. If you do start to see that inside of an apex of a compression pattern, you know, that's technically a nice little signal to go long with your stop loss on a swing low. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. So we're doing okay, okay? We're doing okay. We've got a nice little long. Woke up this morning, it's broke out, you know, and you're seeing your long in profit. It's nice, happy days. And obviously the inverse, if you get the sort of compression pattern coming down, and then you get the sort of towards the apex, which you did here, you can see you got this descending lows, and then you've got this level of support just there. This is basically a big descending triangle, isn't it? And then you got the death cross right into the apex of that compression, and then boom, you dropped. It was a little bit choppy here and there, but eventually you dropped, okay? So a good trade there, if you were looking to short the market, would have been at that point there, going short with your stop loss on a swing high and rode it all the way down. But the trouble is, where's the technical target, you know, on the way down? So you can use patterns to find the targets and things like that. But anyway, what I tend to look for is minimal retracement levels. So from this high here all the way to this low, we was retracing. Now I did say on Saturday, I made an emergency video update for the CoinsKid crew. I did say that potentially come Monday we might see some kind of flash crash, okay, some kind of stop hump for XRP that takes out this low, okay, but it will still make a higher low than this and then begin to carve out some kind of structural bottom. And so far so good, you know, providing we can see this continued upside here and swing highs, swing lows and so on and so forth, then XRP could have actually bottomed way back there in a 35-day ABC correction, which was swift, to be fair. 35 days off a massive 7-month macro move right there for XRP. It had a swift correction, and right now you're just carving out a structural bottom. So it's absolutely possible, but what we're looking for on the macro, on the daily, if you want to zoom out and get the 20 and 55 EMA into your charts right there is a tutorial on how to set up these charts. The link is in the video description, and equally on CoinsKid.com. Follow that tutorial. It tells you how to set up your charts using TradingView. But what we're looking for inside of this potential massive ascending triangle right now, which is a macro version of this little thing that we've gone through there, we're looking for the sort of bullish cross towards the apex, okay? And I think if we start to see that, that's going to be a very, very powerful bullish signal for a massive move for XRP, okay? But anyway, we'll wait for that. We'll be patient, but so far so good. We'll ride these waves. We're getting this little breakout towards a compression pattern here of an ascending triangle, breaking out, and right now we're sort of attacking the 1 fib. Like I said to you in yesterday's video, I think if we do take out that 1 fib right there, we're on the 1618, which is this high here and this high here, and then that begins to carve out this structural bottom, doesn't it, for XRP? So right now, if we take a look, you can clearly see off this high here, we retrace, come all the way down. Everyone's getting super bearish. We're actually putting a stop on sweeping that low. I think we're creating a bullish divergence on the daily as well, which we've had 3 white soldiers, which is good for XRP obviously. But right now you can clearly see from this high to this low, we bounced off a 702 fib, which is always a nominal retracement level for XRP. For some reason it homes into it on the retracements, just like the breakouts home into the 1618. So far so good, okay? If we hold this ascending level support right now, XRP should in theory come up, hit that, come back down, and so on and so forth, and get compressed, creating that daily 20 and 55 EMA golden cross, which is something, you know, if you're looking to reinvest in XRP with a bullish signal, you know, you're looking for an amazing long opportunity, you know, then that time will come basically further down the road. So at the minute, like I said to you, I'm looking and I'm experimenting with time for XRP as to when I think we could see that $1.53 price tag, and then potentially a pullback if we don't break through that. And you know, I'm going to look at some time theory with you right now. Now if you remember, We nailed that high, that 82-cent high. We nailed it on the actual week using trend-based fib time. For those that have been following the channel, you know, we looked at trend-based fib time, and it was pinpointing all the pivots for XRP, and it actually told us this particular week on the trend-based fib time that week, within that week, on that time frame, we would actually come up to the 1618, and it was amazing. You know, the video went viral, everyone was jumping up and down, you know, but at that point, like I said to you, the 1618 at 82 cents is a major level of resistance. We always tend to retrace at that point, and we have, okay, and we've had this massive macro correction. So right now I'm looking for this ABC being complete after 35 days, looking to carve out some structural ascending triangle down there, and then once we see that bullish cross towards the apex, I think we've got a major go signal for another 1618 move here that will begin, okay, quite swiftly. So when will that 1618 target be met on time? So let's have a look at a theory right now that I've come up with for XRP. Okay, going to dive into the weekly chart. Looking at XRP on the weekly time frame, just quickly looking, you can clearly see here we've got this ascending triangle here, haven't we? You know, and this is something we've been looking at. This is a more broader macro outlook for XRP. You know, what we've done is what we've basically done the hourly time frame yesterday, broken out of an ascending triangle, but we've actually done this here on the weekly time frame, you know, and this is something we were looking at when we created this low down here, and we've got this pivot, we're coming down looking to hold this ascending level of support and compress inside of this pattern, and that's exactly what we've done here for XRP, you know, and towards the apex, which is something I'm anticipating on the daily, you know, creating this big massive reversal pattern, you've got your bullish cross. Okay, so you got right towards the apex, you broke out, you're falling back into support, everyone's getting really super bearish, but you've not broke down. Okay, so if we break down, obviously flip bear, but the minute you've broken out, you're falling back and you're looking to go. So the next level of resistance for me is that red line, which is a retest of this level of resistance. Okay, so when do I think XRP could get there using thought experiments? So if you remember just there, what we've got is this wave 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, 5, and we were looking at the pivot points there using trend-based fib time, and we nailed it that particular week, nailed it. Okay, 82 cents by that time frame, and boom, we got it on the pivot dates. So anyway, aside from that, what I think we've got as well, you know, is very similar to what we got there in this massive ascending triangle as well, and we're looking at this confluence of this particular pattern that we're creating just there as well, riding all the waves together. So right towards the apex, what do we get? A bullish cross, breakout, back test, everyone's super bearish like they are now. Oh no, it's going to zero, and all of a sudden you break out again, you know. So this is what I'm looking at, providing we hold the lows just like we did here in this pullback, providing we do what we did previously, you know, we don't break down here, we're looking at another move towards that red line at least, okay, with the potential to break it. So when will it get there? Okay, so this is a major thought experiment I'm going to run through with you right now for XRP, but providing we hold this support and we don't start to break down and things like that, like we didn't do just there, and we start to carve out some kind of structural bottom, which potentially we are, you know, you start to see it on the lower time frames pushing through to the high time frames. We started on the hourly yesterday. Okay, so if we start to push up and we create those reversal patterns, you know, start to push through the ranks here, then XRP could begin to come up back up the stairs like it did here. Structural bottom, break out, back test EMAs and break. So looking for the same thing, break out, back test and break, you know, very similar structure. So if we get that, then I think we're on the red line. Okay, and that's why I keep saying, you know, $1.53, you know, we're looking at a breakout right there. So anyway, when do I think it will get there using thought experiments? Let me go through this with you right now, okay? So looking at XRP on a weekly time frame, then what we're going to do is measure this top to this bottom, okay? So from the top of that bull market to the bottom of that bear market, we're going to measure the time. So from the top all the way there, okay? So we'll get this knob on as best as we can. This is the weekly time frame. So each bar represents 1 week on the candles, okay? And you can clearly see 114 bars, 798 days it took from top to bottom for XRP. Then from this top to this bottom, let's measure how long it took, okay? So from this top all the way there, so we go from there, from this top all the way to the bottom, which I think is the actual true bottom of a correction just there, on this trend line just there, okay? Because that's where you 5 waves have began, just like they did here, okay? So this is the true bottom, and I've gone through this. This is basically this was a last impulsive move. This was some kind of truncation, which means it was weak, okay? Because the strengths were the bulls. It was very weak. This is why it didn't lose that low, and this happens quite common in cryptocurrencies. But anyway, that particular correction just there, from that top, let's get this knob on right now, actually took from that top all the way there, all the way to the bottom, it took roughly 90 bars, which is 630 days. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drop that into a percentage calculator. Okay, what percentage is 630 of 798? We need to get the percentage, okay? So using a calculator, 630 is what percent of 798? It actually comes to 789. So 78% basically, okay, so almost 79%. So we've got that figure right now. So let's jump back into the charts. So now that we have that figure, we know that this particular correction that XRP went through from this top to this bottom was actually 78.9% of the time it took from this top to this bottom. So in theory, we should say, okay, well, this particular bottom to the top of this move, in theory, should have took 78.9%, roughly there or thereabouts, from the bottom of this move to the top of this move. So let's measure that right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to go from the bottom of this move to the top of that first impulsive move, okay? So we're going to do it from the top. Let me show you right now. So there's the bottom in March, and we went to the top in roughly, when was that? That was November, wasn't it? So that particular move took 37 bars, which is 259 days, okay? So then from the bottom of this move to the top of this 5-wave move took, let's measure this. So from the bottom right there to the top, that actually took less. Okay, so this is quite interesting so far. So what we've got is 37 bars, which is 259 days from the bottom of the bear market to the top of the first wave, 5 waves for XRP, okay, in whether or not it's a retracement or whatever. It just took 259 days, which is 39 bars. Then we know from the bottom here, from this bottom with the 5 waves, just like these 5 waves, it took 27 bars, which was 189 days. So clearly we've been in a macro correction ever since that peak, just like we was in a macro correction on that peak as well, which took 37 bars. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop this into the percentage calculator again to see what we come up with, okay? So asking the percentage calculator, 189 is what percent of 259? We calculated it and it comes to 72.97%. So very, very close to that 78% mark right there. Now, could it be fueled by the fact that we did get the SEC, which ignited it a little bit earlier, but it was in that time frame on the trend-based fib time we was looking at. So it's literally around about 6% of the time off. It's very, very close. So this is quite interesting. Let's dive deeper into the charts right now to see what we can see. So looking at XRP then, we've got the 70% bracket right now. We've got 72.9 and we've got 78. So we know, in theory, we should be looking at something in between that, you know, for a level to be hit in the charts right here for XRP to put in the next leg. Because basically what we've got at the moment is rinse repeat of them. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the big 35-day macro ABC. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the big 35-day macro ABC. And right now we're carving out some kind of structural bottom, working away through the lower time frames, which we currently are, into the high time frames, which we're looking for on the daily, and then to push back up, okay? So what we're looking for is, when do you think this could get to that level, okay? If we are looking to do that, and it is a big if, obviously. But at the moment, what I'm looking at, it really is simple. After this 35-day ABC correction, just like we got just there, then this is a pivot point, and that's a high. So we're looking to come back up off this pivot point, okay? So what we're looking at right now, we could just lay down a thought experiment, measure this move here for XRP, okay? So from this bottom, go from the bottom all the way to the top. We know that that took 15 bars, which is 105 days for XRP. Okay, so in theory we could just say, okay, we're looking at least retracing to this line in the same time frame. So we could say, okay, as a thought experiment, let's drop 15 bars, 105 days, and see where that is. So you can clearly see, if I drop that like that, drop a horizontal line in, a vertical line, I do apologize, that takes us towards, is that another one? Yeah, that takes us towards the first week in December. But we know by looking at this that these waves that we're going through, which are strikingly similar to the previous cycle, are taking less time because it's getting compressed, because it's what I'm looking at, compression leading to expansion. You know, we've got this sort of compression like this that's eventually leading to expansion. You can see the waves, the gaps in between are getting compressed. Okay, do you see the big gaps? They're getting more and more compressed, aren't they? Which is compression leading to expansion. So in theory, we could say, okay, well, if we've got this A, this B, this C, this D, this E, and then we break out, we could actually work out that point there and then that point there, okay, in the time frame. So we're going to take a look at this as a possible scenario. If we fail to break this resistance, okay, when we come to it, and if we come to it, obviously, and we do start to retrace, when will we be looking at that? So this is something else we can do, you know, using this thought experiment that I've got right here for you, okay? So we know that we've took 15 bars, which is 105 days on that last correction, okay, into that massive move just there, okay? It took 15 bars, 105 days. So what we need to do is jump back onto the percentage calculator to see what 78% is of that move, okay, and see what date it gives us. So now we just need to find out what is 78.9% of 105 days. and that gives us 82 days. So what we're going to do is go back to the chart and drop 82 days from the bottom of this correction and see roughly where it takes us on the XRP chart, okay? So if we say we're looking at roughly 82 days on the 78.9% ratio right there, 82 days, let's drop that in right now and see where that brings us to. So from the bottom all the way to 82 days, roughly, because it's on the weekly time frame, we'll have to drop the vertical line in just there. So that gives us a breakout date of hitting that red line somewhere in the first week of November. And then if we say jump back to the percentage calculator and we work out 72.9% of this move, okay, so let's jump back into the percentage calculator right now. So if we look at this, 72.9% of 105 is 76.54 days. So let's jump back into the charts and see what we can see. So 76.5, and we measure that right now, so that would take us up to 76.5. so if we say 76, in between that bracket 77, so roughly in that time frame as well. So roughly, if we hit that peak, that red line within that bracket there, wow, that's amazing. Okay, so obviously it's got a lot of work to do. You can clearly see from here right now, what is it? From this point right here, we've got literally roughly around about 8 weeks for XRP to take off and get to that red line, okay? So it's absolutely possible, you know, look at the move here. From this move here, it absolutely bolted and got up there. You know, it didn't take very long at all, 15 bars, 15 weeks, 105 days. So again, if it just takes what it did before, but obviously we're looking at compression into expansion, from that bottom 105 is roughly that area there as well. So again, if XRP manages to get up to this red line in this zone here, amazing, absolutely amazing. Okay, and we've nailed this. So the key pivot dates at the moment is a potential scenario for a big push up to that red line. Okay, that level of resistance right up there is Monday the end of October, Monday the 30th of October, and Monday the 6th of November, and then towards the end of November right there, Monday the 27th of November this year. Okay, so literally a few months away. Will it happen? I can't guarantee it. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, but if it does, wow, we've absolutely nailed it through thought experiment again. So anyway, let me show you a level of resistance that I'm looking at as a potential scenario if we are actually in the big ABCD correction right now for XRP. Looking at XRP on a weekly time frame, then there's a few scenarios, bearish and bullish, but right now I'm going to be as far as I can in the charts with you. There's a couple of counts. There's the A, the B, the C, and then we're gone. Basically, this is one, ABC2, coming back. See you later, the next wave's 3, basically breaking out that resistance. That's a possibility. I've seen that thrown around quite a lot. Then we've got the big A, B, C, D, E scenario, and obviously if we hit this resistance just here and fail to get to the 168, I'm going to show you this in a moment, and then we start to reject and come back down to this trend line, then this is playing out, which is only going to offer a greater opportunity going forward, okay? Because at that point you buy this trend line again back in the future, sometime in 2024, and then we're looking for the big break, okay, and we're breaking out in a massive monster wave 5. Equally, the bearish scenario is the fact that that's been an A, this has been a B, and you're still in the C wave, which is looking to lose this low. And this is why I said to you, this low is so important that if we do start to see XRP losing this low that we put in August, that will be squeaky bum time, because it's not playing out like it did here. And then equally, if we start to lose this green trend line, and most importantly your bull market support right now, which is this low here, I think, you know, XRP could be in a world of trouble in the sense it's got an A, it's got a B, and as you see, and you've been in a macro C ever since April 2021 for XRP, and that's absolutely possible, which you will see you lose all support, come down and sweep that low, and then you're looking at sort of 5-6 cent XRP price tag right there, aren't you? So it's absolutely possible, but so far I've just got to respect what XRP is doing at the moment. It's coming up the stairs. You know, you got your lovely little low here, 1 2 3 4 5, you got your lovely little low here, 1 2 3 4 5, you got a 35-day correction, 35-day correction, and then we've got these targets here for the next big move up. Okay, so let's take a look at this particular ABCDE, the 5-wave correction that we've gone through. Okay, as a little bit of confluence to the potential that we might get rejected at that and come back. What levels are we looking at right there for XRP? Okay, so let me show you this right now. So if this is the case, and I see this is a valid count for a lot of people, 1 2 3 4 5-wave corrective pattern, an ABCD symmetrical triangle continuation pattern. We did go through this in yesterday's video. I've gone through this numerous times with you. So if we are in this D wave, we should expect this low to hold and then this high to be broken. Okay, so we should be looking at least retracement into this level of resistance here by potentially this time frame towards the end of the year, the next couple of months, okay, off this optimal bearish opportunity point right here for XRP. So again, there's no guarantees, but if we do come up okay, where could we go to? What would be the level? Obviously we've got the red trend line, but is there anything else screaming level to us? Okay, so let's take a look at this. So in this big retracement from this low here, in this potential huge B wave, what we did do is we traced basically to the high, okay, and we can measure that. So from the bottom all the way to the top, we actually come all the way up to 786, got rejected and rolled, okay. So that 786 just there was the perfect point, wasn't it? Look at that, 786 fib retracement into this red line to create the resistance, and right now we've rolled, found support in this upper trend line, and right now we're looking to attack that red line again. So in theory, because this got to the 786 fib, then in theory this peak here is no different from this peak. We've had that massive crash, so this theory should be that we're going to hit that red line, which is equally the 786 fib retracement again to that high. So let's take a look at this, okay. So we know that this crash retraced the 786 fib, so this crash should retrace the 786 fib, and then we should come down there before going. Absolutely possible, okay. So let's look at this particular scenario. If it does begin to play out from that bottom to that top, we should be looking at some kind of crossroads just there on the 786. That's a little bit of confidence at the minute that we might not necessarily see that big push through to the $1.54 on the 1618, and at the top of this move might actually run into the 786 fib before getting rejected. So in a minute we're going to keep an eye on this going forward, okay, because the next level might be this resistance here, the 786. We might not get as high as $1.50, so I would definitely be looking to take partial profit on any longs or any spot positions. The 786 could be the sweet spot just there to take some, you know, profit. Look for a swing, look for a short or whatever, wait for some kind of bearish pattern to play out to come back down the stairs into this green line, and then we have got the big A, the B, the C, the D, the E, the breakout. Absolutely possible. We'll keep an eye going forward, okay. A little bit of confidence at the minute that retraces 786, and right now we're on that crossroads just there within this time frame on the 786 fib right there at $1.31. So I hope you enjoyed that update. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice, but if we can see the follow through on the lower time frames and start to move up the stairs on the high time frames, especially that daily, you know, the bullish cross which I've spoken about earlier in the video, and I do apologize about the length of the video today, but I try to be as thorough as I can. But at the minute there was a bit of confidence line up with that 786, isn't there, around about the $1.30 $1.34 mark, right at $1.31, sorry, that could be a little sweet spot with this sort of target that we've got on the time as well over the next couple of months. Take care everyone, thank you for support, big up the CoinsKid crew and the Week Valley crew. Take care, bye bye.